What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sir Splash, and today we have a special video. I wrote this massive script a while ago, got off track by doing some other things, but I'm back with it. It is John Wick and Equalizer from the Equalizer series versus The Accountant, the Ben Affleck movie, which is actually very good, and Netflix Punisher. Now, John Wick, I won't be using stuff from John Wick 3. Seen it a couple times though, it's amazing, you should go see it, but I'm not using that John Wick. I'm using him through John Wick number 1 and 2. I'm using Netflix through his series for Punisher. I'm using Equalizer 1 and 2, and I'm using The Accountant. So there's going to be this complete war, 3 scenarios. First scenario, random encounter in pretty much a bar. No gear, it's just a fight. They know who's on their team, but they haven't communicated or anything. Scenario 2 is an hour of prep. This prep will just be basic gear, and they have an hour to talk to each other. They don't know who they're fighting, but they just have an hour to communicate and come up with a basic plan. Scenario 3 is a week of full prep with intel on the other team. So let's break down the teams, what they can do, and then get into the scenarios and see who would win the war. John Wick, basic background, formerly a retired assassin. John Wick returned to the game after his puppy was brutally killed and his car was stolen. Known as the Baba Yaga or the Boogeyman, actually they refer to him as the guy that kills the Boogeyman. Wick is a worldwide known, famous, and respected killer. Strength-wise, Wick is a peak human in likely his 40s. Wick can one-shot men of his size and toss them around casually. However, he isn't the strongest we have seen even in his verse. John is aware of this and bodies bigger foes with his expert leverage and balance. Speed. Wick is extremely quick even out of his prime. At his worst, we saw Wick quickly clear his house of a strike team in just moments. Wick has dropped multiple alert guards before they got a shot off, blending speed with precision. More impressive is his reaction speed. Wick is used, sorry if I talk weird, it's early as shit, but Wick is used to constant changes and unseen assailants, so even when trained killers get the drop on him, they really hold little to no advantage. Durability. Wick is known for his resiliency. He was beaten within an inch of his life and got up the next day without medical care to exact revenge. He took a shot to the gut, rough patchwork, and kept fighting throughout the movie. He endured beatings, strangulation, non-stop hand-to-hand exchanges, multiple lacerations, and a point-blank house explosion that threw him several yards. He also endured high-intensity car crashes and getting hit by a car multiple times. Intelligence-wise, John Wick is known for his tough style aggressiveness, but he is actually very smart. He knows pressure points and the weak points and lethal areas of the body, as evidenced by his stabs to certain areas in his description of the lethality. Basically, he would stab someone and tell them if they pull it out, they bleed within a certain amount of time to death, but if they keep it in there, they have a chance to live because they're blocking the wound. He analyzes large hit squads in moments, and clearly had a deep knowledge and understanding of SWAT-like strategy. He sets up an intricate hit on one of the most protected women in the world, orchestrating each step. Finally, he had vast knowledge on blades, firearms, and explosives. Skill-wise, John Wick at several points is lauded as one of the most skilled assassins. In both movies, he had roughly 80% accuracy with his firearms. Wick focuses on headshots to maximize efficiency. He showed prowess with pistols, shotguns, automatics, and sniping. Wick is arguably most dangerous up close. His martial arts skill set includes ninjutsu, judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, which is mostly his specialty, and some boxing, mixing excellent grappling with pinpoint strikes. He's also efficient with knives and disarming knives and firearms. Wick is also capable of tracking and complete stealth. Hacks, abilities, and gear. Wick has incredible willpower and stamina, as well as intense pain tolerance. For gear, we've seen Wick tote pistols, a tactical shotgun, automatic rifle, high caliber sniper, small explosives, tactical knife, custom suit that is completely bulletproof, and a pencil. As for his teammate Equalizer, Robert McCall is a retired CIA agent who specialized in covert strikes. Robert returned to his vicious lifestyle after a young girl he liked was brutally beaten. Robert has fought the Russian mafia and covert ops contractors in an effort to protect and avenge the helpless. Strength-wise, McCall is a peak human. As an older male, McCall never outright tries to overpower enemies, but his precision gives him the strength to snap bones and break necks with a single blow. Speed. Despite his age, McCall is one of the quickest strikers in recent action films. We actually see McCall time himself to see how fast he can kill a group of enemies. McCall uses quick dips, slips, while simultaneously countering. As foes throw one strike, McCall usually gets 2 to 3 in at blinding speed. Durability. Due to his nature, we never really see McCall's durability tested. We did see him operate at nearly full potential after a gunshot to the body. He grappled with a large merc on top of broken glass, sustaining multiple cuts while maintaining concentration. And number 2, he took a few knife strikes and was undeterred. So with these few instances, we can gather that Robert can operate through injuries pretty well. Intelligence. Robert McCall is an absolute genius. He is hinted to have decades of special ops experience. On top of this, he has OCD, which, it's kind of headcanon, but it appears by the way he acts throughout the movie that he does have OCD, and he literally absorbs his environment's details and constantly analyzes and plans. He adapts to the present moment, turning a club office and a Home Depot into a death trap for a trained Russian kill squad. Skill-wise, McCall has decades of spec ops training and conditioning. He specializes in quick neutralization of targets. He prefers vicious joint locks, pressure points, strikes, and blows to weak spots like the neck. He was also trained to disarm in a flash. Outside of martial arts, McCall is an expert in improvised combat. Anything is a weapon. He is also a marksman and a technical guerrilla warfare machine, and specializes in stealth and intelligence gathering. Hacks, abilities, and gear. McCall is a supreme tactical guru. He can utilize the environment and has Sherlock Holmes-like perception. He carries a pistol and showed he has sniper skills in Equalizer 2. The other team, starting with Netflix Punisher. On this team, headed, the leader of the team, MCU Punisher. Frank Castle was a decorated Marine vet who goes hard after his family was murdered, changing him into the Punisher, seeking vengeance on all criminals. Strength-wise, Punisher is peak human. He threw a girl one-handed through multiple bathroom stalls. He ragdolled a guy through a sink. He has knocked back Daredevil, and while severely hurt, his strikes staggered Kingpin and drew blood. Speed-wise, Frank is deceptively quick. He drew and gunned down multiple men who had the drop on him. I believe it was a 6v1 outside of the bar. They all had their guns out. He drew, killed them all. He kept pace with Daredevil and even landed strikes. He blitzed and downed multiple men when the lights went out, and he evaded multiple assassins successfully despite being unarmed. Durability. This section is crazy. Punisher is the definition of a tank. He has been shot multiple times and kept going. He's been slashed by knives multiple times and kept going. He got tortured and fought right after. He took a full-on beating by a Russian mobster who was significantly stronger than him. This includes getting hit with weights and getting hit against weights. He took blows from a metal chain and joked about it. Essentially, if you don't kill Frank, he will keep going. Intelligence-wise, Frank Castle has years of combat experience, resulting in him being a master of takedowns. He can predict foes and quickly strategize to beat them. However, he is somewhat predictable due to his strict knowledge base, which can backfire on him at times. Skill-wise, Frank was touted as the most skilled Marine of all time. He managed to beat Daredevil in their first fight. He has skills in boxing, Muay Thai, especially elbow strikes, judo throws, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Krav Maga, street fighting, night fighting, and is a marksman with pistols, automatics, and sniper rifles. He also has decent combat medical skills and demolition skills. Hacks, abilities, and gear. Frank has a skull-clad bulletproof vest. He has a tactical knife. He will carry an automatic rifle, his pistol, and backup ammo. He also has iron willpower, and his rage amps him through injuries. Finally, on Punisher's team, we have The Accountant. Possibly, in my opinion, one of the most slept-on action films of the last few years. Christian Wolf is a man with autism and a love of numbers. His father trained him as a kid to be a combat beast, feeling that his son would grow up to be bullied and picked on and, treated cruelly by the world, and he needed to be prepared for this. Wolf does accounting for the most dangerous groups in the world. And by default, this makes him one of the most dangerous men because none of them are able to fade him. Strength-wise, Wolf is 6'3", well-built, and utilizes his size very well. He ragdolled a man his size and easily snapped his neck. He easily chokeslammed a man through a sink, killing him. He easily physically battered his brother despite being shot and beaten up. Speed-wise, Wolf is agile for his size. He blitzed assassins, killing efficiently and effortlessly. He blitzed a mercenary squad, picking them off. He took down his brother quickly once he was enraged. However, speed-based fighters like one merc he fought, who is mostly agility-based in his hand-to-hand, seemed to be able to land multiple hits rather well. However, it is worth noting that Wolf had just been shot and hit a few times, so he wasn't 100%. Durability-wise, Wolf grew up trained to shake off pain and beatdowns. On top of this, his autism allows him to push through pain when his mind is set on something. He got shot and simply tied it off. He took a flashbang's impact point blank, which killed the other man. He took multiple punches point blank by his brother and was unfazed. Literally, Wolf doesn't know how to stop. Intelligence. Wolf processes information like a computer because of his autism. He had years of martial arts training in his youth, giving him knowledge and fighting styles. He was an Army war vet like his father and was smart enough to escape a supermax security prison, which was military-based at that. He only lacks social intelligence due to his autism. Skills. Wolf is a martial arts expert. We see he is efficient in boxing and wrestling. Because of what his background is and how he fought, we can guess Wolf is also well-versed in jiu-jitsu, judo, aikido, and krav maga. I also personally think he may use sambo. Wolf is also a lethal sniper, solid shot with his pistol, superior to trained mercs in rifle shooting, expert in disarming, skilled in tactical takedowns, tracking, and stealth. Hacks, abilities, and gear. Wolf's autism gives him fast processing. He can stay focused in extreme chaos by humming a poem to himself. He has unwavering focus, refusing to stop and is incapable of it. He has military combat gear, including bulletproof vests. He has his rifle, pistol, and ammo. He also has his tactical knife and combat tourniquet. Most of all, he has a constant contact with his friend, who can instantly relay info such as blueprints and escape routes via the computer. So, who has advantages? I will individually rank them and then give them a team rank. Strength-wise, first place to me is Punisher. He's more consistently ragdolled people and thrown them around. Second is his teammate, the Accountant, who we saw literally bully his brother even after his brother hit him multiple times. Third is Wick, who mixes speed and leverage with his strength. And then last is Equalizer, who's kind of limited by his age. Obviously, in this category, Team Punisher takes the strength advantage. Speed-wise, first I have Wick. His reaction time and combat speed is ridiculous, consistently keeping up with the fastest in his verse. Second, Equalizer. Equalizer's not the fastest sprinting, but up close and in combat, he's brutally quick and brutally efficient. Third, I have the Punisher, who's quick enough to keep up with Daredevil and multiple armed guards. Last is Accountant, who doesn't really use speed. He's kind of a tank and more so relies on his strength and durability. In this category, I give it to Wick and Equalizer. Now, durability-wise, first place, Punisher. Punisher is absolutely stupid with his durability. He gets hit multiple times with metal poles and chains in the face. It's just fine after, keeps getting up and jokes about it. He's been shot multiple times, stabbed multiple times, tortured and fought and killed a man right after, and it's absurd. Second place is Wick. John Wick has taken multiple story falls. He did this in number 1 when he was thrown down. He's taken point-blank shots. He's taken point-blank explosions, stabs, beatings. He just doesn't stop either. Third place is Accountant. Durability-wise, the fact that he mentally doesn't know how to stop once he sets his goal, it really helps him in the durability department, especially after we've seen him take gunshots, beatings, and a point-blank explosion with the flashbang. Last place, Equalizer. More so, Equalizer is a victim of us guessing based on his age and the fact that his style hasn't let him display much durability feats. This category goes to Team Punisher. Intelligence-wise, Equalizer. Equalizer slaps the fuck out of all of them and just knowledge. He's ridiculously smart, and he displays this constantly throughout the franchise. Second place is honestly the Accountant. The Accountant has like one of the quicker processing times when it comes to mental processing of his environment, as well as he's amped by his partner telling him stuff. Third is Wick. We saw Wick is actually a genius as an assassin. Is the most trusted assassin when it comes to complex takedown and kills. Last is Punisher, who sometimes wiles out a little too hard and can be predictable, as shown by Jigsaw. Skill-wise, also in the intelligence category, I give it to Equalizer's team. Skill-wise, John Wick's number 1, by far best hand-to-hand fighter here, and very accurate, shot over 80% accuracy with guns. Second is Punisher. Punisher is pretty versatile with his skill set and is a very good fighter. Third, Equalizer. Equalizer is a guerrilla warfare god, as well as decent in every other category. Fourth is Accountant. Honestly, here, it's kind of close, but slight edge to Team Wick. Hacks, abilities, and gear. I give it first place to Accountant because he has his computer buddy giving him information constantly, as well as he has a pretty good loadout. Second is Wick with his bulletproof suit and other weaponry. Third is Punisher, who has his military gear that he usually uses. And then fourth is Equalizer, who kind of doesn't give a shit what he has on him. He just uses whatever. This category, I give it to Team Punisher. However, it is quick to note and important to note that Wick can give stuff to Equalizer as well for gear. So total points added up, if you give first place character 4 points, last place 1. Punisher comes out with 16. Accountant comes out with 14. Wick comes out with 18. Equalizer comes out with 12. Making this a 30-30 point split for advantages, making it a draw. So, there's 3 scenarios we are going through. First scenario, random 2v2 encounter in a bar. Second scenario, 1 hour prep, just talking to the partner. 3 is the 1 week full prep. I will give 10 total battles per, making the score, we'll add it up at the end as a total of 30. So, let's get into scenario 1. Bar fight. Both duos are unarmed. All they know is that their partner is on their side. Wick and Equalizer start out on one side, Punisher and Accountant on the other. Both duos rise after Punisher talks mad shit about a puppy, so Wick responds with mad shit about his dead family. Wick goes for a pin on the counter, classic Wick move. Equalizer grabs a corkscrew off of a bottle. Accountant takes off his belt, which he does in the movie, and it's funny as shit. Punisher would then yeet a bar stool. Wick would catch it, but Punisher would charge, using the distraction to knock Wick back. Equalizer would sidestep. Oh, by the way, Equalizer is the one that grabbed the corkscrew. Not Punisher. Equalizer likes corkscrews. So Punisher knocks Wick back with the tackle. Equalizer would sidestep, as would Accountant, scurrying off silently. Wick would recover and strike with the pin. The pin would impale Punisher's hand. Frank grunts, grips the pin, and headbutts Wick. As Punisher follows up with a right, Wick would catch the punch and flip Punisher onto the ground. Meanwhile, Equalizer would strike first, going for a stab. Accountant would block with the belt. Equalizer would land an offhand jab, but it does nothing to Accountant. Accountant would push, kick Equalizer away. As Wick lands a couple of haymakers on the pinned Punisher, Accountant snaps him in the face with the belt. Punisher would use this moment to grab Wick's head and slam it into the bar. By now, Equalizer closes in and stabs Accountant in the side. As he goes for another stab, Accountant catches it with the belt, then shoulder charges Equalizer into a table. He would pin Equalizer's arm and slam down, breaking his forearm and causing Equalizer to drop the corkscrew. As Equalizer would hit him with his other fist, Accountant would not care. He would use his size, wrap the belt around Equalizer's neck, and choke him, snapping his neck eventually. Wick kicks away Punisher when he tries to grab him. Wick swings a stool, cracking Punisher in the face. Staggering back, Wick would grab a bottle and charge in. Accountant would step in, tackling the charging Wick. Wick would knee and elbow, but Accountant keeps pushing until they are pinned against the counter. Wick would break the bottle and stab Accountant in the back. Accountant would roar and spring up, flipping Wick over his head like a rag doll. Before Wick can recover, Punisher stabs the corkscrew he found on the ground through Wick's eye, ending the battle. For scenario 1, I give it to Team Punisher 7 out of 10. The battle favors tanks, which is exactly what Team Punisher is built on. Accountant would use his size to overpower Equalizer, while Wick can easily hold off Punisher. He won't prosper once it's a 2v1. The few wins I see Team Wick getting is if Equalizer can pull a quick kill off and help Punisher right after. Well, help take down Punisher. Anyways, scenario 2, the week prep. 1 hour prep. So they have 1 hour prep, opposite sides of the street. Everyone gets a rifle, a pistol, and a knife. We start. Both sides exchange fire. Equalizer heads for a store. Wick leads Punisher away, and Accountant follows Equalizer into the store. Wick and Punisher clash in an alley and each disarm each other. Accountant takes a knife to the ankle via a trap in the store. Then a shelf falls on top of him. After this, Equalizer would execute the pinned Accountant. Wick and Punisher would brawl. McCall ends the brawl, which is turning out to be very brutal and bloody. He ends it with a shot to the back of Punisher's head. Scenario 2, in my opinion, goes to Wick and Equalizer 7 out of 10 due to their better chance of communication and prep. Best guerrilla warfare fighter here, Equalizer with this amount of time, that would make him the most efficient, as well as because of his autism, because of Punisher's gruff nature, it's going to be a hard time for Accountant and Punisher to quickly get along and quickly come up with an elaborate team-based plan. That is why in this scenario I favor Team Wick. Final battle, 1 week full prep. In this one, everyone has their best gear. Accountant with his earpiece, full loadout. Wick with his full gear, also giving gear to Equalizer. Equalizer and Wick would spread out, trying to pinch in the other two fighters. However, this would not work. Accountant and Punisher would be able to retaliate, push them back. Punisher would tag Wick with a shot. Wick would tank this because of his suit. Equalizer and John Wick would then dash into a warehouse. Traps are set for days. Wick has planted guns throughout. However, this warehouse is in the middle of both areas. It's like a neutral zone. And on the other side of the warehouse, Punisher has also stashed weapons. They would begin their gunfight. Wick and Equalizer, in my opinion, take this 6 out of 10. Why? Because while this gunfight's happening, Equalizer is going around setting off his traps, getting the jump on them. If he doesn't kill both by himself with these traps, he's going to be hurting them, and Wick would finish them off. I favor this 6 out of 10 to Wick and Equalizer. I trust their prep, guerrilla warfare, and patience more. What I mean by patience is they are more likely to camp on Punisher and more likely to camp on Accountant, more so than likewise. Equalizer does not give a damn. He will wait for you all year. So they would most likely have to come to them. Total score for this complete war. Team Wick, 16 out of 30. Team Punisher, 14 out of 30. Anyways, let me know what you think. If you like this complete war, let me know down below. Let me know who you think would win. Join my Discord so we could talk about it. If you want to see 1v1s between these characters, certainly let me know down below. Anyways, join my Discord, support my Patreon. Hit me up on Discord for my Patreon. Like, subscribe, comment. It's been your boy, Sir Splash, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.